Hey guys, welcome to our Saturday night thrift haul. We go live every Saturday night at 8:30 Mountain Time, and we show you our junk that we have thrifted throughout the week. In fact, some of this is a few weeks old because I'm still slowly making it through all of our England and French stuff, but while simultaneously purchasing new junk at the thrift stores here in the US.
It's a real serious problem.
Well, the situation is this. Not everybody wants to buy the stuff from England and France because it costs more money. So I like to mix in stuff from the good old US of A because I buy it here locally and it's less expensive. So we're going to tell you what we paid for it, what we're going to sell it for, unless it came from England and France, in which case we might not know, but we'll do our best. And just if it came from England or France, multiply by 10, and that's how much it actually costs because shipping is a situation.
And usually we try to get like actual antiques from over there, whereas here in the thrift stores, not always antique.
Sometimes just cute stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to shop along, visit JamieRayVintage.com. We have the England, France collection. And then we also have the Thrift Haul collection. Those are updated all the time. And I'm hoping to be done listing England and France stuff by the end of next week. I'm getting very, very close. So.
All right. So fun fact.
Fun fact.
Facts right away, right off the bat. When we were in England, we were in a legit, like not a thrift store, like an actual antique shop. And they had stuff that was really, really old and medium old and kind of old and vintage. And they had something in one of the booths that said made in USA. And it was more expensive than all the England stuff. I'm like, oh, it works both ways.
Oh, it sure does. It sure does. I will never forget the guy at the car rental place that was losing his mind over a few American things. He loved Pop-Tarts, which we still need to ship him some.
Yeah.
American trucks, big ones. I told him that Zeb's 1-ton truck is so big that when I'm at the hood, it goes to my nose, which is a true story. And it's not even lifted. It's just that big. And he was in a wheelchair, and he was so excited to find out his wheelchair could go in the back seat. And he loved American football and thought it was crazy that we had 3 football players and 2 cheerleaders all in the same house. So I guess it really goes both ways. We love all the things from over there, but we also love the stuff from here. So let's get started showing them some good old American
Europe versus
colanders.
USA. These are USA.
They're slightly rusty.
They came from the thrift store. They've been used. They still have really great enamel on them. We would probably mostly use these for decor. A couple of them, they have like some chips and rustiness. This one was $2. This one was $1.50. They're the perfect like light. This is almost like the same color as our Haint Blue.
Yeah.
And then this is like more of like a minty turquoisey blue. And this one's $13.95 and this one's $9.95.
Okay, we're gonna verse it with European enamel. I mean, you can't beat this. This one's perfect because it's white and then it's black and it's got the red and it's good. And we got it in France and it was $13.95 is what we sold it for. It already sold.
It's already gone.
So
it is a heavier gauge metal, definitely older. And the enamel on there was hand painted on before it was baked.
And like this is all enamel.
Yeah.
Whereas that has like stainless
metal handles.
So there you have it. Can we pay for faster shipping specific? Ray's Restorations. If you email info@JamieRayVintage.com and tell Caitlin what your order number is, we will ship it as soon as we can. We have people probably shipping on Monday, so we'll get it out to you. As long as we have it in stock. But if it's cottage colors only, we have quite a bit in stock, so I'm sure we'll be able to send it out to you.
All right. So we're gonna show a few things, and then I'm gonna get to painting because we have these birdhouses over here, and I'm gonna see if I can do like a little makeover.
So we're gonna make a way this way.
Yeah, we're gonna clear out right in here. We're gonna carve this out. We're gonna start with these corbels next. These were from the thrift store. No, these were from the.
Hold on, just a second.
I think they figured their lives out.
Okay.
These were from the salvage yard, weren't they?
Yes.
In England.
And I actually paid a pretty penny for them. I think I paid what, like 40.
Look at how ornate these are carved.
Was it 45 euros?
This was not done with a CNC.
No, these
are hand carved.
And so the salvage art is more expensive than like boot sales, but they have really good stuff and they know it. It's in Ashford. It's muddy. So if you ever go to Ashford in Kent, bring your boots. Somebody asked what was hanging from Zeb's hat. That's just his microphone.
That's my mic. I put it there because if I put it on my neck, it gets all scratchy. And I can catch it when I'm editing videos. But for a live stream, I don't know when it's
his Adam's apple hits it or his scruff on his face so that it scratches.
So check these out. Hand carved. Love the detail on them. They are $124.95 for the pair, and they're solid oak too.
And hand carved. And I think I paid 45 pounds. I was gonna say euros, but I was in England. So those are really cool. All right, next.
I'm bringing everything this way today.
This is actually really cool. I tried to find one exactly like it, and I couldn't. I found some smaller ones, and they were not as like big as this one. This is a Victorian water bottle.
You almost passed on it because they wanted a lot.
Well, they want, what do you want? 15 pounds, which is a lot at the boot sale.
Yeah.
But it's got brass on the top. It's rusted, so you can't open it. What is this called? Like they just welded it? Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's like, I want to say brazing. It's solder.
Anyways, it's copper, and it's gorgeous, and it's $169.95. Copper by far, I don't know, because I haven't listed all the crockery, and most of it's sold already, but I think copper might sell better than the Crocs.
It's just really, it's durable. You know, it gets a couple dents in it. It's still very usable. It's
well, this
awesome.
one is not, because you can't unscrew
it. I bet we could coax
We're
that
not.
open, but I'm not going to try.
Listing. It's for looksies. Anyways, have you ever seen anything more beautiful?
It's really cool.
There's probably people out being like, "That's all dented." I know, it's because it's old.
It's because it's got the good dents.
Because it's Victorian. All right. Next,
let's
talk about something that's old and American and also expensive. But I'm giving it to you for good price because it has a few scratches.
This is a 4-quart Pyrex made in USA ovenware. Now it does have, like Jamie said, some scratches in the pink here.
Pink is super hard to get, super desirable. I saw them upwards of $80 for this bowl. Well, we're selling it for $48.95 because it's got some scratches.
Honestly, the scratches on it look like someone had their ring on and they were holding the bowl because they're like right down here around the bottom and on the edge mostly. So that's probably what it's from. Like someone used this bowl hard.
Love me some pink Pyrex.
And they didn't take their ring off.
Ivy was helping me put, like, I photographed everything and she listed it for me and she texted me. She's like, that pink Pyrex was a score. And I'm like, I know. How much did I pay for this? Is the price on it? It was like $2.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't.
Pyrex, a bowl is never more than $2 at GI. So $2, and we're selling $48.95.
2 to 4. Like you might have been 4, but they'd probably seen the scratches and they would have just been trying to move it. So
what's cooler, the copper water bottle or the pink Pyrex?
The copper water bottle.
I think the copper water bottle. I'm actually not a huge Pyrex collector, but that's really cute, and it always sells.
We put our Pyrex in the dishwasher. Shh! Don't tell people.
Okay, the Pyrex. Okay, I do, but not the Pyrex I sell, just the Pyrex I keep. And it usually comes to me dishwasher dried. So it's fine.
So I found this. It's like I want to say it's a higher end thrift store every time we go in there in Tinterton. And I say every time because we popped in there like 3 or 4 times now. Every time we walk by, we go in. It was 4 pounds, but it's an old inkwell.
I think that's what it is.
It's either that or for mixing like your paints, because this is for scraping your brush off.
We think it's heavy too. That's why I was thinking.
Yeah, it's got a heavy bottom.
Fall over.
So it's made to just sit there, and you can like actually put pressure on this without it moving. Got a little dent in it. We're selling it for $29.95 because we didn't see anything like this. This is the only one, and it might even have some ink in the
copper,
bottom.
So you could totally shine that situation up. Oh, Marsha said she got her 12 little footrest from our trip.
All right.
Did you get the legs screwed in? Because we unscrewed them to ship it. And Leslie got both of the blue colanders, and Emily got the white colander. Nancy says, I have the pink Pyrex set baking dish and refrigerator set. Woot, woot. All right.
So this is one of our hand-carved roosters that we love to pick up. It's half a log, right? So it's rounded on one side, and then they cut it, and it's flat on the other. Whoops. This one was $2. It's not super big. Sometimes we get them, and they're this tall.
Yeah, we have a bigger one in the shop right now.
But we're selling it for $19.95. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that this one will not be painted because it's got like the perfect, crusty, age-worn.
You're correct.
I knew it. All right, so $19.95 coming at you just as is.
Is 4 pounds like $4 or more or less?
It's like $4.30,
yeah,
$4.40, somewhere in there.
Depends on where the pound's at. It's been bouncing around. It used to be 2 to 1, 2 pounds to $1. So the pound has gone down in value, still slightly worth more than the US dollar. All right, let's show some more copper, Zeb.
Okay.
All right, so this is like the shiniest piece we got. And this one, Zeb, is worth quite a bit. We didn't realize that because it's Lombard, and I looked it up, and that is really like a well-known made in England.
I grabbed that when I grabbed all the rest of this copper, and you were like, "Don't get those. I don't
Yeah,
like the
so
shape."
well, it was 10, but it would have been originally $10, 10 not dollars, sorry, 10 pounds, which is quite a bit. When we're in England and France, we're trying to keep things a pound or two just because really the cost is not that. It's like the trip and the shipping and all everything. But it would have originally been 10 pounds. Zeb got it for $2 because it was $2 sale day. And we're selling it for $69.95. But if you want to look up copper, Lombard copper, super popular and high end. So there you go.
It does have a couple little dents.
Authentic
all of our
battle
copper
damage.
has some dents. All right, so these, Jamie was giving me a hard time. Once I say it, you're not going to be able to unsee it, but I still love the style. It's copper. The shape of it's good. She's like, don't get the I Dream of Jeannie copper. I had to get it for you because it's still amazing. Like, look at this picture. It's just really great. This one is $39.95. This one, what's that? What is that? Is that the actual?
Oh, $22.95.
$22.95.
This is a vase, not a picture.
Yeah, so probably same with this. You could use this like a picture, but I would probably use it as a vase. This one
put oil in it
is
to cure it.
20. Is that $29.95?
Yeah, and then this one's $39.95. So
they have brass handles, but this is copper.
This is the last of the copper that we have. Like
it has all gone so fast. Like I don't think any of it's even made it to
all
the
of our
shop.
pots have sold. All of our bowls have sold. So these 4 plus that pitcher and the oil, the water bottle are the last of the copper. But everything else that we put out has sold. So yeah. Anyways, it's good times. I try to find copper here in the U.S. too. It's just not as plentiful. I do have to say that is one of the joys of thrifting and junking in France and England is that it abounds.
Here, I feel like we find a lot more pewter and silver stuff.
Let's talk about pewter. Another thing that's been a really big seller for us has been the pewter tankard pints. This is actually best English pewter, and I looked it up. Highly valuable. I like to price on the lower end of what I find things. So this, I think we paid a couple of pounds for it. I don't remember exactly. And we're selling for $69.95. We had other English pewter tankards
it's stamped
that we
right
sold really, really fast.
This one's not quite as old as those ones. It's a little newer, but still pretty heavy gauge.
Yeah, this is probably turn of the century pewter. Just I looked up the brand, and that's what they showed. So, anyways, it's not really a brand, a maker's mark. I don't know. It's really cool.
It's like a stamp in there.
Les says they have the India theme, the shape. All right, do you have enough space now?
We're getting there. I need to move that stuff there, and then I'll start painting.
All right. Piggy's coming up next. We paid $1 US for this pig, and we're going to paint it and make it cute and sell it for $19.95. It does not have a bottom. So
no cork.
If you want to use it as a piggy bank, you'll have to put a cork in it. But I just think it would be cute for decor. I think if we paint it up and then highlight this detail, it's going to be even cuter.
All right. We have 4 of these of this style. I brought home these block planes there, or hand plane, however you prefer. But I love these old antique ones. This one's got a little bit of crack, but I tried to make sure I'm not going to restore them, but this actually still has a little bit of an edge on it. It is a little worn. Someone really used this quite a bit, but you could resurface the bottom, run it through a planer, or a joiner. I'd probably run it through a joiner because then you could just do it like this. But anyway, so this could be, you could pull this wedge out, and then it does have the knife in here. So all the ones I picked up, I made sure they still had the knives so that they could actually be usable if someone wanted them to be. And
I literally have no idea what any of that means, but I do have an idea. I'm like pretty excited that Zeb's selling his mantiques, because Zeb and his mantiques are like this. In fact, there are a few things you will never see that we bought while we were in England because Zeb saved them for his collection.
Well, this time of year, we always get you guys don't have anything in your shop that I can get for my husband. Well, now we do.
Or girls that
antiques.
Like planing.
I think this would look great up on your shelf up there with all your other stuff.
It probably would. It'd be cool. It's a cool decor piece because the wood's so old. You know what Jack said? He's like, Mom, is this a tool like Jesus would have used?
Probably,
I was like, probably. Pretty close to it.
very similar. Maybe a little bit different shape, but
Because it's like, it's really old and there's no cord.
All right, let's show this and then I'll start painting. So we do have 3 birdhouses. We'll show, ooh, watch out. We'll show them right now. This one is all one solid piece. They may have been friends because they've got a coordinating color theme here. But we're going to paint them up and do something a little different with them. And
the hearts are going to go. So if
and
you
probably
love
get
hearts,
rid of this. Is that raft? What is that? Moss?
it's moss. The moss is going to go. The hearts are going to go. It's going to get new IOD molds and a new paint job. And yeah, we're going to paint them up.
So
cute.
these 2 are $12.95 each. And then the big one is going to be $22.95.
I think it's about $22 of wood right there.
Well, these ones, this one here, I don't know how deep that hole goes, but
What does the hole have to mean? Like they're not
functional birdhouses,
they're
I guess is
decor.
what I'm trying to say.
No.
All right, I'll paint those in just a sec. I'm going to start so that we
Oh my
can
gosh.
get them done.
Julie says, I received the round little Santa. I love, love, love it. More in person now. My Christmas decorating has started. I love that.
Nice. Here, also show this because I'm worried I'm going to knock it off.
Okay, so this had Zeb wrapped it in bubble wrap. Would have had glass, but the bubble wrap did not happen. And the glass broke. But it's an original, I'm guessing acrylic. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah. And they've framed it and matted it. And it's a pastoral sheep print. It's French. It's from 1928. It says 1928 pastoral on the back by R. Norga. And then it's got the French address. And I can't pronounce it, but it's R. Norga, Marleviere, Sainte Gertrude, Caudebec in Cox. Probably totally said that wrong. But anyway.
I don't think you say the X.
I know. But at any length, I know it's France because that's a French address down there. And it's from 1928. And I just love the sheet.
Amazing.
It's amazing. And so
it was folded at one point. It has the creases here.
Yeah, I think what happened is like somebody had the art and then they had it like framed and
yeah, they had it framed much later.
Yeah, and then that one is $199.
95.
So we only have a few pieces of original art. One already sold and we're gonna ship it. We're not showing it. And then I don't think I got the other one priced. So
okay, I'm gonna go get
always buy art when we're.
I'm gonna go get a little towel so I can paint on or something of that nature.
I say that like I go to Europe all the time. I've been 3 times now. Whenever I go, I like to buy art. So cute little pig purchased here in the States for $1, and we're gonna sell it for $9.95. She has the sweetest little eyes, and she's like, I like it because she's like a neutral farmhousey color. She's got some crazing on her, and she's got a little bit of wear around her ears. But she's super cute. So $9.95 for this piggy. Oh, Candace bought all the bird houses and she does not want them painted. Got it. I don't know what he was planning on painting, but I'm going to save these for Candace. You got it. He's going to come back and be like, where'd my birdhouses go? He can paint this. I think that's the only thing left that we have to do. All right. All right. Just see if there's any more questions. We're good. Okay, cute little stainless, tarnished silver dish. It's got roses, I think, or leaves on the inside embossed. And we bought this in England, and I have no idea how much we paid. I don't remember, but it's $19.95. Cute little basket you could skip with it.
Have you been reading questions?
Yeah, why?
This one.
Somebody didn't want Candace didn't want the birdhouses painted, so I moved them.
Oh, so I'm painting the shelf now?
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to painting those birdhouses.
Well, Candace just crushed your birdhouse dreams.
We're going to use this moving blanket as a drop cloth because I can't find it.
All right, so I found these cool spools. Is that what these are? Spools?
No, I think those are.
Are they bobbins?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, the bobbins. They were $1 each. I'm going to put really pretty ribbon on them, and they're going to be $16.95 each. Boom. I'm always looking for cute things like this, and I can never find them. So I was excited to find these at the thrift store. All right, let's see. Zeb needs his mic back. Did you take it off, Zeb?
Yeah, I don't know what I said. I'll get it in a minute.
He'll get it in a minute, he says. All right. So we don't have a ton of things that are super inexpensive and cute, but that came from England, but this is one of them. It's like a French little plaque. It's got it almost looks like Beauty and the Beast kind of scene on it. And it's $4.95. I have literally no clue. It was probably like glued to something, but it was in the bag of Zeb's brass, which we still have a ton of ephemera, like papers and things that we bought that Zeb hasn't gone through. And then because he bought it, and I was like, if you buy that bag of papers, you got to list it because there's so much in there. And we have a ton of brass. So I think next week we'll probably have all those items. And those are tonnage that didn't take up a ton of space. So those are going to be less expensive. So those are coming next week.
Oh, they let the dogs out.
Oh, that's all right. Leslie said, I bought 5 things tonight, including a planer. Whoop, whoop, Leslie.
All right.
All right.
Get that planer, Leslie.
Cute little tray I picked up. You guys, this was $1.50. It's got kind of the weathered wood look, and it's got these cool little tarnished handles, and it's $19.95. Cute little. You could put a bunch of candles in it. You could do a Christmas tree scene in it. I think you could do a lot of things. You could also put it like on a coffee table, put your remotes in it so they don't get lost. If you're like my house, remotes always get lost.
Okay, I'm going to actually go grab my drill real quick because I want to pull these off.
You guys need to go outside and go potty? Go outside?
I don't know. They're probably going to go out there and bark.
Don't bark.
It's their
Dad says no.
All
right, well, he's grabbing his drill. Can I talk? He just barked. While he's grabbing his drill, I'll go over some other things. Okay, so ironstone little creamer. We had a few ironstone things that broke far beyond repair, but this actually made it. It's Snow White Johnson Brothers, and we're selling it for $22.95. This is also from England. This is another little mason cash stoneware dish. I don't have a price on this, so I'm not sure. Maybe Caitlin can find it. I'll put this aside.
Oh, I don't remember pricing that.
This one is another mason and cash from England. Little crock bowl for $19.95. These are always really popular. They sell fast for us. Any of like the stoneware, ironstone. But I don't know where this oval bowl is. I think this one was $14.95, but I'm not sure.
Maybe it didn't get in the thrift haul tag, and it's just in the English haul.
So this is cool. This is an English canning jar. It had military pickle. Hayward's military pickle. I don't know why pickles needed such a really cool jar, but it's nice and thick. It's hand blown. What does it say on the bottom?
It's probably really old.
I don't remember where we bought this even, actually. I think you found it.
Yeah, it was at the Ashford boot sale. It was like in a grab bin.
It says $59.62, whatever that means. But it's $29.95, and it's thick glass all the way around.
Right, you're going to have to scooch over there. You're going to get paint all over you.
I know. All right, I'm moving. Moving. Item has sold. So somebody else like military pickles too. Oh, $16.95. That's how much this one is. Sorry, guys. I didn't have that on my. I already bought the white bowl, Julie says. Sweet.
So this is Sandy Blonde from DIY. I'm going to try to not interrupt Jamie too much. I'm just going to be using this Klingon brush here, kind of our go-to because they clean up so easy, especially with the DIY paint because it's so pigmented and it washes out of the brushes pretty well. And then this is going to be my base coat. Been loving the Sandy Blonde.
So Butch says, I'm going to ask something funny. Jamie here has her clothing line to sell. When will Zeb have his?
I don't really wear that many clothes. I mean, I wear like
you're not naked.
I wear the same shirt like 4 times a week. So it's like super dirty. And then I change it when I'm not working. I don't know. That might not be a thing.
So I sell clothes because I'm like, I like clothes and I like to buy clothes. Zeb just wears stuff. Like he likes clothes, but like
most of my attire that's not painted is like Lehigh football gear.
Yeah, I can't picture him like designing stuff or picking things out. But he does. You do help me with like the sweatshirts and things that we do.
Yeah.
So it's kind of him. They're just not.
I mean, we've lived in Lehigh for 15 years now, and I am like way more passionate about these kids playing sports and doing cheer than I ever was about my own sports.
I think that you almost cried today when those 8th graders won in triple overtime.
I only knew one kid on the team, like that I knew his name, but Eliza cheers for them. She cheers for like 4 8th grade teams, but these guys
won.
Ones
that made it.
These guys won the 8th grade championship.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, we're getting distracted about clothes. I don't know if that's ever happening, but you know.
It is a good question. We will see.
Julie says you're paying too much for the items, way too much. Good to know, Julie. we've made a business out of it, so I think we do pretty good. Yeah. But one of the things I want to show you next is some items that I think we did pretty good on these ones. I paid like $2 for this pitcher. It's actually really good heavyweight, and it's cordon bleu, this one. And these already have the transfer on them, so pretend they look like this. I made a video on these and I put it up earlier. So normally I don't redo the stuff, but when I found it, it was just white. But I had a video I needed to make, so I already did it. And then this is actually from Williams-Sonoma, and it was $3, and it was just plain. And then I used the IOD traditional pots transfers on it, and look how cute they are. So if you guys haven't tried out that transfer from IOD and you like to do thrift flips, I feel like it's a really good one because you get a ton of value for your money. I don't remember how many little transfers there are on the pad, but there's tons, and they come in black, blue, and white. And I especially like the white ones because I can find a lot of the dark brown crockery, and the white looks really good on them. But anyways, $18.95 and $16.95 with the transfers on them. It says we'll get IOD transfer, but they're already done.
Yeah. I noticed that when I was pricing them. I'm like, I'm not changing the name. It's going to be, they'll sell fast, and then I won't have to worry
about normally, once we do the live video, they don't have a transfer. But like I said, I had a video to make, a little short video, and so I had to use them for that.
You may have seen it. It's up.
If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's out there. Let's see if there's any questions. We're good. Okay. Also, you guys, if you haven't seen it, we just put up an old school DIY furniture heavy hitter video. We haven't done an edited video like that in a while.
I show a pretty unique, I guess it's not unique, but easy way to repair veneer without having to spend hours sanding it.
And I show you how to paint and give texture without any additive or anything, just with a simple paintbrush technique and then milk paint over the top. So if you haven't checked out that video, it is on Facebook and YouTube now. So, all right, I'm just going to see. We're good. Okay. I was really excited. I was looking everywhere for Victorian cheese dishes. The last time we went to England, I bought a huge one and it broke beyond repair. And so I was super sad about this. And this one got the royal treatment to arrive alive. And it's stamped in here, Grimwade's Stone-on-Trent, England, Winton, and then it's got like a number on it, and it's $49.95. It does have a little chip down here in the bottom, but otherwise it's really good condition. Just a really pretty Victorian butter and cheese dish. The last time, like even if you make it, sometimes things like this will like break off in transit. So I was excited the whole thing survived. All right, Sally says, wonderful stuff from France and England that add in the thrift finds, which are incredible. It was 65 degrees in Phoenix. That sounds nice.
I would have loved to. We watched this football game that went into triple overtime, and it was taking forever. And I was super glad that I decided to wear all of my layers today because it was threatening to snow the whole time we were sitting there.
It was.
It didn't. It only sprinkled a little bit, but.
I wore my ski bibs. Well, actually, my hunting bibs. They're like camo to the football game to stay warm. So
Eliza was so embarrassed, and then she got over it.
She was embarrassed by that?
Yeah, last night when you were, or no.
That I was in my hunting bibs?
Yeah.
Look, I wasn't the only one in snow pants today.
I don't know that she was embarrassed. She's just like, Mom, camo.
Well,
she's like, that's not the theme this week because Lehigh does themes for their home games.
All right, let's see if there's any. Nope, no questions. We're good. Deborah says it was a good video. Loved the finish. Sweet. All right, so another thing that I picked up at the Ashford salvage yard were these enamel numbers. I think they were like 14 pounds each. We bought a bunch of them, so he went down to 12 pounds each.
I think so.
And these are like the French enamel numbers that are so hard to find. You find a lot of knockoffs that look like it, but they're like fake old enamel, if that makes sense. And these are legit. We're on a house. You can see that they've got the wear. They were screwed in. And we're selling them for $49.95 each. And we have, I think, 8 of them. So they're really cool. I'm excited about these. These were on our way to the airport. We had a few hours to kill. And so we stopped by the salvage yard, and I'm glad that we did. And we tried to buy things that were small because we could fit in our suitcase because we could no longer ship boxes. Can you fix that camera?
Oh, yeah.
I would fix it, but you don't like me to touch the camera.
It's best if you don't.
It's best if I don't. Thanks for that vote of confidence.
I mean, you're good for it in a pinch, but if I'm here, I can do it.
All right, next up, this is, hold on, I gotta pull this off a second. It's the Swan brand 4 cups, the Carlton, made in England, stainless steel teapot, sugar, and creamer. I seriously don't remember at all what we paid for it in England, and it's $39.95. I looked up the Swan brand. It's well known. They do sell on like Etsy and eBay and stuff. And we did have a bunny mold from the same brand, but it already sold. So it's got a really pretty embossed detail on it, which is why I bought it. A lot of the things I didn't know if they were valuable or not. I just bought them because I thought they were pretty, and I didn't even look them up until we got home.
Well, some things we just buy them because we like them.
Yeah. Like, I know it. I think it's pretty. All right. So speaking of which, silver plate cake server here. All I noticed was it was nice and heavy duty. Like, not, some of them
Is
are
that
flimsy.
solid silver or plated?
I think it's silver plated, but I don't know. I looked up the brand though, and a lot of their stuff is silver plate. The brand is Christoffel, and it's got a little stamp over here. And if you look up Christoffel cake servers, they sell anywhere from $300 to $400 US. We paid £2 in England at a charity shop. $300 to $400 US. Like, that is a killer, like, any day. That's why we do what we do. People are like, how come you guys like to go thrifting and junking on vacation? I'm like, it is like a treasure hunt. Because who buys something for £2?
Did they say it like that though?
What?
Your voice.
I don't know. I may have made up the tone of their voice. But anyways, £2, and they sell for $300 to $400. We're selling it for $124.95.
I'm gonna go let Rex in. He's out there barking.
Hey Cooper, how are you feeling? Odelia's on here too. I think she's in Liz's hot tub. Cheryl,
Rex, come here.
the landscape that you purchased, I actually know came from an antique store in Cranbrook, and that was in England. The landscape that you picked up.
Let's get this back one.
And I was going to say something else about it, but I'm so tired. I lost my train of thought. Oh, okay. But the guy that we bought it from, the antique dealer, had antiques from England and France, which is pretty common for that area of England because it's right there by the English Channel with France just on the other side. Like that one with the sheep in it that we showed you that has a French address on the back, that came from the same antique dealer. So we did purchase it in England, but I don't know if it came from England or France. It didn't say. Zeb, can you grab that landscape that Cheryl bought?
This one?
The big one. Yeah.
The one that's amazing.
The one that's amazing. Yeah. Let's show everybody. I wasn't going to show it because it's already sold, but
it's got sailboats on the river, a chateau of some sort. Maybe it's a farmhouse.
And they sealed over the top of the original print. But Zeb's going to give you a close up here.
Look how shiny that is from being sealed. But you can, if you touch it, you can still feel like the rays in the paint. It's an original. Not a print.
And it's got a, like, was it framed?
Yeah, it was probably framed at one point, and that's just how it's faded.
Yeah, it's really cool. It could be worth $4 million. I don't know. I tried to look up the artist. It says like something 1911 in the corner, and I couldn't find him. So
I think it's like, it says W.H. Dickinson.
Yeah. This guy, if you ever hit up Cranbrook in Kent, in England, there's a little antique store, and all he has is artwork. I actually found 4 more prints that I'm going to list next week. That I
promise sometime next week I will finish. I got so much music notes and like music book ephemera type paper from him.
But how big do you think his shop is? What, like 10 by 20 tops?
Yeah, probably.
And it is packed full of artwork, like gobs of artwork. And he says he has like 700 or 800 pieces all over his walls at his house. So it was super fun to meet with him. And we did a bundle deal. We bought some copper pots from him that already sold. And then we got a bunch of artwork, and that's where those came from.
So I'm just drying this off. You don't have to heat gun it. If you guys were here, if you're just joining when I was painting it, I'm not really super worried about brush strokes or direction. This paint dries really matte and flat. So like even when you're spraying it, like a lot of times when I'm spraying paint, they're like, oh, you're just all over willy-nilly. It doesn't matter that much with this paint because it dries so flat. The matte sheen, there's no sheen to it. You really can't tell. Like, go to town and get full coverage and don't worry about it.
Nancy, are you talking about the copper pot on my stove? That I actually bought here in the States, my French jam pot. It's just there because it had apples in it over here, and I moved it out of the way. I haven't been making any jam. All right, so let's go. I got this next. This is a Ridgeway Ironstone, Staffordshire, England. It's got brown.
So I think that would be Staffordshire.
Staffordshire. I'm sorry.
You're really killing that Shire.
Listen, it's been a long week, okay? This really gorgeous ironstone creamer. It's got brown transferware. I actually paid £6, which is kind of high for me, but I don't care. It was really cute, and I was like, that's coming home with me. And I'm selling for $22.95. Leslie, super chat. How far off is Sandy Blonde from the black and white decoupage paper? I ordered a pint. So Sandy Blonde is like almost the exact, when it's sealed, it looks the same as stoneware.
We've been using it a lot to make like little ceramic pots look like earthenware, stoneware type pots.
So I feel like it would definitely go in that scheme of things, but
actually looking at it on camera, you can really see.
I mean, there. So if you have something and you want it to look like stoneware, this is good. All right. Victorian water bottle, stoneware. It can sit flat, which is really nice. And the top does unscrew. So you could actually use this one if you wanted to. It's got a stamp in the bottom. Something Pearson's stamped in the crockery there. It was £2. We got it at Seven Oaks. I can't remember who it was, but they told us that Tunbridge and Seven Oaks had really good charity shops, and a lot of them, and they weren't wrong. We had like
it was good stuff.
7 or 8 charity shops in each town. And this one's $42.95. All right, I'm just seeing if there's any.
The only reason I'm heat gunning this is so I can move on to my next step on video. Otherwise,
what are you doing next, Seb?
I don't know. I haven't actually decided that point. I'm sitting over here and thinking, what should I do?
I don't know.
There's so many options.
I was going to put molds on the front.
Where are you?
But you could also stencil it. You could number it 1, 2, 3.
I was actually going to go with stencils. Oh, I like the 1, 2, 3 idea.
You know,
I wasn't going to do 1, 2, 3, but I'm here for that. I like that a lot.
Caitlin wants you to know that the shelf Zeb is doing is still available. I don't remember how much it was. Did you have the price on it? We paid $2 for it.
I think it was like $49.95 or $44,
which is like a still a century.
Or $44.95.
Zeb had this giant one, and I was like, "How about we get this one? Because it's big. It was like not as long as this one, but this will be easier to ship." And he agreed. So,
yeah.
So we got Jamie. How is Rose? My mother is good. She told me today she wants to go on a cruise to the Holy Land. I was like, okay, Mom.
I was like, to Israel? And she's like, no, to Egypt. I want to see the pyramids. I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was the Holy Land. I'm burning the blanket.
It's $44.95. All right. Owl Bell, $5. Actually paid $2 because it was $2 day at the Seven Oaks bric-a-brac section of the charity shop we were at. And I don't remember the name of the charity shop. I just remember that M&S, like if you're in Seven Oaks, there's that big M&S store where I got my joggers.
Oh, yeah.
If you're looking at M&S, it's to the left. And I only say this because I know there's a lot of people that follow us from the UK. So maybe you'll be in Seven Oaks and you want to go junking. But this is
it the
solid.
Heart Foundation one? There's a lot of those.
It might have been. It was £2 day. That's all I know. And I keep saying dollars, but I mean pounds. This is solid brass. But what's cool is on the inside, it says England. And whenever we're in France and England, we always want to try to find things specifically made from there that are marked. So this one's really fun. And we are selling it for $18.95.
They actually have quite a bit of manufacturing. I feel like most of our manufacturing has been moved overseas. You get a few things that are made here and there. I think Detroit area still has a ton of like manufacturing plants, but it's not like it used to be here in the US. Like a lot of things are no longer made here.
All right. This actually is 3 separate pieces that I found at the thrift store. You know, we love a good marriage. Zeb was picking up furniture that I purchased. In fact, the dresser we just did the video on, and he let me go inside. I shouldn't say let, but he's like, hey, why don't you go inside and see if there's anything? There wasn't a lot, but I found the cloche first. So then I went over to the plate section and I found this stoneware saucer. It's actually Galaxy ware. It's probably from like the 70s, just judging, or 80s.
Made in Japan, though.
Yes, made in Japan. And then I found this vintage, I have no idea, I'm guessing this holds a candle. What do you think that is? So I thought we would glue this. We'll probably do it off camera, but we're going to use construction adhesive. We'll glue this to this and make like a little cupcake holder or whatever. Ta-da! And so I paid $1 for this, $1 for this, $2 for that. So $4, and we're going to glue it together and sell it for $18.95. And it's cute. It does have a little chip, but we'll sand that so that way nobody gets cut, and then they'll be good to go. Kai says, please tell mom to watch on YouTube Chateau Love. They just went to Egypt and filmed it all. Oh, that would be fun. Fun, fun, fun. I think my mom's just feeling adventurous. She's like, maybe you could go and I'll take my daughters. I was like, listen, Linda, it would be fun and I would totally go. But I, as old-fashioned as this sounds, I would not travel out of the country without Zeb. I'd be a nervous wreck. I'm totally confident. I don't know what, like, obviously I know what he could do to protect me, but like if things got really bad, I don't know what he'd do. But that would make me nervous to be out of the country without him. So I told her probably not going to happen. All right. This is a cute little cutting board we purchased at the thrift store. The price tags removed. I think it was like $2. I'm going to sand off the flowers. While cute, just not my jam. And we're going to oil it and sell it for $16.95 for this cutting board. I found this heart-shaped cutting board for $2. It's going to get sanded and oiled, and it'll be $13.95. This one has been used a ton, lots of like cuts in it. Cooper said that she can take him. Cooper would be a good bodyguard.
He's a big dude.
And she does say that he's her boyfriend.
Yeah, every time he comes over, he's like, oh, there's my boyfriend.
But she also tells the guy at the grocery store that he's her boyfriend. She tells Zeb he's her boyfriend.
Should you worry, she was doing this while Jamie's dad was still alive.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the fact that she's now a single woman. It just has everything to do with that's my mom. All right, and funny story, we were at DI and there were tons of Utah cutting boards, but people that live in Utah, like they love Utah, but wearing things or decorating with things, the shape of the state, it's just not really a thing. People don't really do that. And
there's a lot of stickers for your car out there.
Yeah, the shape is really boring. Those numbers are too small.
Why is it? Oh, yeah.
Because I cut the letters off.
Like,
but Texas, people from Texas, they love the shape of their state and they love everything Texas. So I bought this for $1 and I'm going to sand it and oil it and sell it for $14.95. So oddly enough, I live in Utah, passed up the Utah cutting boards, but I bought the one from Texas. What kind of oil do you use on the cutting boards? We use hemp oil. It's food safe. And we sell Sweet Pickens hemp oil on our website. So it's something that we have on hand quite often. And sometimes if we want to like make the cutting board a different color, we'll put milk paint in the hemp oil, shake it up, and we can make a food safe stain with it. But in this case, I'm just going to sand them and oil them. Renee says, I'm not going out of the country. So there we go. It's an ongoing between Renee and I, because I say she almost is out of the country because she lives right next to the border where I was born. All right, let's see. Pamela says, I'm the same way. I always travel with Steven. Oh, the Texas cutting board has sold. I was right. The Texas people, they love their cutting boards.
Yep.
If you are on here and you bought this, let me know, because it's always a gamble. You never know. I've never bought a Texas cutting board before, but I thought, we'll see. Colorado is a square. Yeah, Utah is like a rectangle with a little cutout. It's boring. All right. We're almost there, guys. Zeb's still painting, so.
I'm just, I had a lot of time, and now I'm running out of time. I'm like leisurely going
through. It's 9:14.
So I was going to do brown on this. What do you think about wet distressing this first, even though I only did like one, like, this is like 3/4 of a coat. It's got a couple peekaboos.
What do you want to, yeah, that's fine.
Just wet distress
what about
it.
That, though? Wet distress, I think it'll be fine.
I'll make it work.
Right,
before I stencil, I'm going to wet distress it.
Look what I found. He's not even paying attention to me.
Oh, what did you find?
The mistletoe.
Oh, were you up there so you could get a kiss?
I was going to give you a kiss, but you walked away.
I wasn't looking.
We kissed at the football game today, and Eliza goes, ew, gross. I'm like, listen, Linda, we've been kissing at football games for 23 years. It is what it is. In fact, in 4 days, it'll be 23 years since I sent him a note that said check yes or no, and he checked yes.
I did check yes. There we go.
All right. This was, I don't know how many dollars, like $2. I'm going to put IOD molds and paint them copper like we've been doing, and I'm going to sell it for $22.95, and I think it's going to be super cute.
This is looking really great with the black coming through. Love it when stuff's already painted black. It's a great base for layering and distressing.
All right, no questions. Good. Just making sure I'm not missing anybody. All right. Les says she was looking for this vase. We paid $4 for it, and we're selling it for $34.95. Hand-blown recycled glass, blue-green. It was a Zeb pick. Why did you buy this, Zeb?
It reminded me of a shoot. Now I can't even remember. What are those things they used to make like the wine? No, the big ones. Yeah,
jug.
No, I had it and now it's gone.
Oh yeah, we bought one once.
Decanter? No, not a decanter. That's when
we bought one in New Mexico. Remember, it was in that big, ugly plastic holder.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I had the word and now it's gone. Like I was like, and then it stopped coming out and it's left.
We're good.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Demi-John.
Demi-John, thank you.
That's what it is. All right, so this is actually 3 wreaths that somebody lovingly connected with wire, and then they put this cute little ribbon on top. This would go like on a door, but you could also take it apart and you'd have 3 little wreaths. And we're selling it for $19.95. And I think I paid like $3 for it. Didn't have a tag on it, but I felt like $19.95 was a good price for it. Super cute. And whoever did it has really good style because I like the black and white stripe ribbon. But again, it's just wire on the back. So if you don't want the 3 all together, you can take it apart and use it separately. Oh, Debbie does not want the piggy bank painted. You got it, Debbie.
I called it. What did I tell you?
You said somebody's going to buy it. I
said someone's going to buy that and they're not going to want it painted. You made me a winner, Debbie. Thank you.
Because we got a list a mile long. All right.
Yeah, we do have a lot of stuff going on. One of the coolest
things we bought that also saved stuff. So when we were shopping, we tried to find things that we could put things inside of. This basket we bought at a thrift store outside of Tunbridge. And I think it was like $4. It's got a handle on the front, which is like resin. So probably like 60s construction with these rusted metal like hardware on here. And then they screwed it on through the back. Can you see that? And then it's hand woven and then it's got like these 4 big sticks. So the whole base of it is like these really chunky sticks. And we put so much stuff in here that survived. The basket also survived. Some of the baskets we bought, I just threw away because they were like trashed. But this one is like really sturdy even after all that. It has wood strips. You can't probably see it, but it has wood strips in the bottom, almost like lath. And we're selling it for $89.95. And it is a good sized basket. You could put it like in the bottom of a cabinet. You could stack towels in it. Like it's just a really fun basket. And there were so many good baskets that I wanted to buy that I passed up because the size wasn't right. But this fit perfectly inside of our suitcase. So if you're traveling, know how big your suitcase is. And try to find things like this because it'll help separate items, give your suitcase rigidity, and save the items inside. All right, where are we at with stuff here?
We're doing good. I'm eyeballing stuff right now.
You're eyeballing stuff?
Yep.
Okay.
It's upside down, so I'm hoping that two's going in the direction.
This clock is going to get painted and get IOD put on the inside of it, so it's going to be completely different than this. We paid $3. And we're going to sell for $49.95. I thought we were going to use it in a video this week, which is why I bought another clock when we have 4 million of them already, but I didn't. So this is going to get done this next week because it's in the thrift haul.
All right, so I'm using weathered wood. I like the kind of the sandy blonde is like a great khaki almost color. And then I've got weathered wood, which is like a nice dark grayish brown color. And then we've got black. So we're sticking with the earth tones, and I'm probably going to wax it. I'm hoping to get to the wax in just a minute. Is that everything?
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
You showed that in these?
No, I'm not there. I'm going to show this. Somebody had a question. I was going to answer it. It says, how do you handle customs declarations in suitcases? I think it has to be over like $700. Don't quote me because I am not a legal advisor.
It has to have X
It
amount of
has to have
value.
X amount of value. And like when we buy things for 1 and 2 pounds, they're not really very valuable. They look at it like junk. And so we're good. And when we came
when we came from France, we had one.
I swear it was
They
7.
stopped me in secondary and they looked in my carry-on and they were testing the metals. That was it threw off their machine, and so they were just testing the metals. They could have cared less like what it was. They're like, that's garbage.
Yeah.
Like literally they looked at it like it was trash.
Well, and it was because it was pewter and it was in your carry-on. This time we brought all the Crocs in our carry-on and they were split between the two of us. So I think it's like per person, there's so many things you're allowed to buy. And I thought for sure they would say something. All they did was just laugh when it went through the thing. But yeah, you have to Google it and see how much it is. But when we got to the US and we went through customs, they didn't ask us anything. And I tried to send the more expensive stuff through shipping because you can insure it, except for the carry-on items, because when you ship things, you can insure, you can claim it on customs, you take care of all that. It's easy breezy. And yeah, not everything makes it, but it's insured. If you take home suitcases through the airline and they break stuff, there's no insurance. They don't care. Too bad. So sad that it broke. Ironically, we only had 1 or 2 fatalities in our suitcases, and they were not our carry-ons. I think it was just the back. That was like the end when we were packing, and Zeb was just like chucking stuff in a suitcase. And that's the sheep one where the glass broke and like one other thing. So it all survived. So I guess that doesn't really answer your question because I don't really know. I'd have to Google it to see how much you can bring through.
All right, next step in this, I've got DIY clear wax. I'm not going to distress the numbers because they're super fresh. And when I wax this, they're probably going to do some stuff.
I feel like I've been talking a lot since you're painting.
You have. I've just been listening and doing my steps over here.
Your steps are so good. Let's see. Did you get the seeds through customs? We decided not to bring the seeds home. You can bring seeds, but you have to get a permit. And we just didn't have time to apply for one online. So
but yeah, you can bring them, especially. So what they're looking for is stuff. They want to make sure it's not illegal to bring it over, that it's not going to mess with our ecosystem and our plants that we've got here. They don't want like aggressive strains of like weeds and things introduced to the US and any country really. Like they're watching for that. Like we have stuff here that they don't have in Europe, So
actually, Cheryl asked if we could ship paint with her painting. I don't think that would be a good idea, aside from the fact that we can't ship paint free because DIY has rules against that. But because of the the canvas, the paint can is pretty heavy. It would require a huge amount of boxing Jenga magic to keep that paint from slamming through the picture, and I would hate to have that happen. Plus, if it opened in transit or whatever. We sometimes will ship home decor and paint together, but there are some things that we're just no, they got to ship separately. So let's see if anybody's answer. What's that bright green looking glass called? I don't know. I've not seen that before. All right, so this is a milk glass pedestal bowl. It was $1.50, which is a steal. Sometimes the thrift stores get on these kicks where they think their stuff is worth full retail value and they don't even
and then nothing sells and then we get these prices.
Yeah. But this I picked up for $1.50 and I'm selling for $14.95. Sometimes I'm like, it's okay if you sell it for what it's worth, but you better step up your staging game and your merchandising.
I was just gonna say, the thing that's awesome about the charity shops that are in France and the UK is everything's merchandise. It's on shelves, it's neat, it's together, it's organized. And here they try, but for the most part,
DI is pretty nice. But as far as decor goes, they just chuck it on the shelf.
Yeah, they're not worried about it. They're just trying to get tonnage out there.
Yeah, I do have to say the visual merchandising.
This is the official waxing motion here.
In the smaller charity shops in England and France. Well, I didn't really see charity shops in France. We went to Brocant's, but in England, the charity shops are merchandised very, very well. And I think they're mostly staffed by volunteers, but they just take a lot of pride in how they organize it. Even the bric-a-brac section is really good. Zeb, that looks so good.
Yeah, so I've really been liking the sandy blonde with darker colors. It's not like the neutral farmhouse where they get the wood colors and the white on white on white and the creams. It's a little darker than that. for that style, but I feel like it's pretty classic. Like it's very neutral. It can go with any color you want. It can go on a white wall. It can go on a black wall. It can go on a red wall if you wanted it to, and it wouldn't necessarily clash.
All right, I'm almost done talking, guys. Getting to the end of my pile here. Oh, and I have a few things over here. Somebody asked the Demi-John was $34.95. All right, guys.
When you can't get in the corner, you just get it.
I'm going to show you this. Remember the 45 euro paint bucket? And that was one, it was like $1.40 to €1. And people gave me so much crap for it. It was tiny. Like, this is that bucket's daddy. It's the Big Daddy paint bucket.
Like, that was probably a liter bucket, and this is probably 6 liters.
easy 6 liters. It's awesome. It's got drippy paint on it. It's rusty. The bottom is still in good shape. I would totally put like a plant in this, like probably not a real one, but like a fake one. Anyways, I paid close to 40 pounds for it. I bought it at a store called Blossom Home. It's in Tenterden. She's one of my favorite shopkeepers. She buys a lot of things in France and then brings them over to England. And I'm selling it for the Jamie don't want anybody to buy it price of $179.95. In fact, it's going to live on top of my refrigerator until somebody buys it because I love it that much. And I have a few things I'm keeping, and I'm like, I can't keep everything, but I can keep it till it sells. Do you guys ever do that if you're resellers? Like, you like it and you hope somebody doesn't buy it. But if you do buy it for $179.95, I'll be cool. All right, I'm putting this up here.
So this brush is probably a little big for something this detailed with like the drawers and stuff. I've just been making it work. The little pointy sister that Jamie's been using from Klingon that she's been using for waxing small like decor items would probably be the trick. I might go grab it.
So I actually saw a lot of paint cans in France at the Paris flea market, and that's about what they went for at the really fancy bougie Paris flea market shops. They're not cheap or easy to find unless you're out in the countryside. So they're kind of like, they know what they got even over there. There's some things that they don't know, but they do know with the paint cans.
Here's the thing. We saw the professional painters that are over there. There was a guy like doing some trim on a building, and he had a pot that looked almost like that. And he was still like, it wasn't paint, it was newer. But he was still painting out of a pot like that. Like they don't paint straight out of the can like we do here. It's probably to keep it from getting contamination in your paint and mixing colors and stuff like that.
Or maybe they just buy it like in really big ones and they just decant it down to a small one.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on, we've got this international silver plated Christmas tree. The price tag's off. I think it was a couple bucks at our thrift store here. And I think it'd be cute displayed on a wall like this, or you could lay it down flat and put candy in it. And it's $19.95, and it is silver plated. Cute little froggy here. It was 75 cents. It has a couple of chips. This is a flower frog that you put down in the bottom of a vase. These are really collectible. It's kind of milky looking, but it just needs to be cleaned up with a Clorox wipe. This one's $7.95. I just love the big chunky glass. They don't make them anymore.
Talk about having the right tool for the job. I would have been done 5 minutes ago if I'd have got this. Like I'm getting all the corners.
It's not actually a wax brush, but when I'm doing little tiny detail work, I always use the pointy sister, the PS10, I think it is.
Yeah, it's called the PS10 pointy sister.
I think we have a few PSs, Klingons, but they're great for waxing.
It's got that French tip.
It's good.
Okay.
Is the lottery still high?
I don't know. Like over in England?
In England? I don't know. All right. So $1 each for these barnwood frames. If you guys watched our video from, was it last week? I can't remember. Last week or the week before, we made over 3 frames. We put IOD molds. I did that angel. These I'm going to sell as is for $11.95 each. They've got like the cardboard in it, so you could put artwork in here, or you could just add molds and do your own thing. And then they're the barnwood frames. Here's the back. There's 2 white and 2 natural. And then we've got this. I actually don't know how much this is. We didn't price it. I bought this in rye, which is a very well-known. Sorry, there's like a light shining on here. I'm trying to show you this lady. There we go. well known for antiques, and you can rarely buy anything in Rye for a decent price. And I think I paid like 30 or 40 pounds for this. I just love the face in it. I love the frame. You can tell it is older by how the framing is done. The solid wood, like aged. It's good all around. Kind of a moody print. I'm just seeing. Oh, the glass frog sold. Oh, $129.95. My English framed antique lady. And it doesn't have a signature. And I'm wondering if it was like a portrait done of somebody. And I can't tell if it's a print or if it's what's that? What kind of medium would this be?
That looks like it was no, that's paint. It's just black.
Like acrylic?
It's probably a print because it would have been thicker when they did it.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, English lady. She's really cool.
Yeah, the more I'm looking at this, I think this was a shop project.
The butter churn. She's coming. This was Zeb's France pick. If you saw it's heavy. It's helped me bring home French canning jars inside of here. It does have the butter churn mechanism. It's so heavy, I can't.
Do you want me to show you?
I wouldn't
Look at
actually
this, guys.
use it, but
check it out.
Do you know how much cream you'd have to have?
Functional, although I don't think it would actually hold the cream. There's splits in the wood. It's
yeah,
old
it's
enough.
for
It's dried
decor.
out.
And
Won't
it's got
hold
the
liquid.
lid. When we ship it, we'll take this handle off because this comes off. The paint is really good. I actually used it to stage on a piece of furniture, and it looked super cute on there. We paid, I think, 30 euros for this. Again, this is something that took up a ton of space to ship. If you were to ship just this item, it would cost you $100+ US just to ship this back. We shipped it with stuff inside of it, and that's how we were able to justify bringing it home. And we're selling it for $224.95.
It's cool though.
It is cool. And last but not least, if you have problems with people bringing their dogs to your yard and they're dropping some twosies, we have this cast iron puppy trying to take poop, and it says no on it. And it says
that's here from the
US. That's no in America.
It's very uncouth.
It was $1 and we're selling it for $9.95, and it's been used. Not poop, but it was in somebody's yard. I think it's funny.
All right. So it took me
let's
a little bit to get this done because I had to dry it out in a thrift haul, but this wax will tone back down. It's a little darker than it would normally be. It will eventually kind of settle in somewhere in the mid-tone of this. Not quite as light as when I was first painting it when it was dry. Gotta get the bottom of these
super
drawers.
cute.
But just a real quick, easy way. Just use minuscule amounts of paint. This
it looks to be handmade.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think it's a shop project.
Handmade, solid wood.
This was $2 at the thrift store. It's already got at least $8 worth of hooks on here. So
sandy blonde, weathered wood, clear wax.
Yep.
Good job. And JRV stencils.
JRV stencil.
Did you use a JRV stencil brush?
It's the italic letter or number pack.
I like it. Good job.
Yes, I did use a JRV stencil brush. But these things here, like the stencils, these are more like investments. Like once you have them, you can use them on hundreds of projects.
We probably have.
Yeah.
If you like this video, be sure to visit JamieRayVintage.com for the paint products and items you saw here tonight. If you have questions, comment below, or you can email us at info@JamieRayVintage.com. And if you like this video, be sure to share it out, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to Jamie Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
Love you guys. Have a really great evening, and we will see you next week.
All right.